So that was a beautiful fade value area extreme long from the weekly lower band. Now it's got to get above this low volume node.
Voice use disconnected.
Oh, it's weekly VWAP, yeah. Right back to value. IB mid from yesterday, I think. Okay. All right, guys. Profit targets across the board this morning. Nice trades. So we caught fade value area extreme, fade value area extreme. There's a couple setups we didn't catch. I didn't catch. Up lower band weekly, fade value area extreme. So lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff indeed. That could have been that's where they loaded up guys to send this thing higher. Amazing. I love how the market works. We never went really red, guys, on any of the stock indexes. It might have felt weak, but it wasn't. We've been in balance this entire time. Just traversing the balance area. Gold IB low to VWAP. Nice. Sassy. Richer blown. Yeah. Just as a reminder, guys, there's no crypto stream this evening. It is my wife's birthday, so we're going to the Nelly concert. Gonna see a little country grammar. Hot in here. Laugh it up. Okay, how about this over here? Thank you, Sonny. Appreciate it. Should be a good time. I'll try and take some pictures. Nothing like a bunch of middle-aged white people at a hip hop concert. Living the dream, guys. Living the dream. Yeah. That was my jam in college, guys. I was in college in like what, 2000, 2001. And that's when Nelly was like at his peak. Any bar you went into, they were playing that stuff. Morning, Fritz. Morning, Tope, Astrid. Good morning. 50 trades of Ray. Good morning. Welcome to the YouTube, guys. We've had a couple of great trades so far this morning in the premium Discord. We started at the market open, and we were catching fade value area extremes. If we go back to the higher term chart here, we opened up in a really tight balance area. You can see it. I'll zoom in here. All right, this is an hourly chart. All right, you can see the distribution formed, and we were shorting the high and the low of it. This point of control was holding the 800 level. We did break below it. It was a false breakdown, and we accelerated out of it. But there was a level there that we were watching, and it went to weekly lower band to the tick with a capitulation candle. So we had some really nice trades. Have you guys ever seen oh God, what's the movie with Hart? Get Hard with can't think of the name. Yeah, Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart. Thank you. Yes. So if you've seen that movie where Will Ferrell dresses up, to fit in, that's gonna be me. That's literally me. All right, holding that low volume node again at 820. So we got some good levels we're watching. This is also weekly VWAP right here, 817. So we've crossed this a couple of times, but probably because it's more of a zone. I know we see these lines and we want to like think that this stuff is like to the tick on those, but this is going to be more like that probably. Now it's all messy right here because we're in balance, right? Still in balance. We haven't really left balance. Morning, Tony. Chuck, tell us what kind of movies you watch. Bridesmaids? The Notebook. That must be it, The Notebook. The Devil Wears Prada, I feel like is... Sleepless I would agree. Tommy Boy is an excellent movie. Love Tommy Boy. I grew up with all those movies. Adam Sandler, Chris Farley. Was it you that was asking me if I was a Pauly Shore fan in the 90s? All right, let's see what we get next. So I'm in payout. I'm in profit target on these accounts. So I'm going to log out of these and I'm going to hop back into something new here. Okay. Fade value error extreme again. No way. I think a beauty right there. Man, was it just a giant short squeeze? They're going to bring it lower again. Man, this is not... If you're trying to catch a big move, guys, you're crying right now. Because this is just big rotation up, big rotation down. Getting hot in her. Yeah, it's very tough to time your entry. You got to get in at high probability spots, guys. Even put your limit orders in. But we had some amazing setups on the VWAP Wave System, guys. If you haven't read the book, you got to get the book. It's a bestseller on Amazon in the futures trading category. The 4 core setups. Once you get through the 4 core setups, you're going to go through the course. The course is in the premium, but you can get a free trial. There's an 8-module course that has the advanced setups. How to use our major auction tools, so our VWAP, the deviation bands, the volume profile, and the initial balance. Then lastly, integrating them across higher time frames, learning confluence, execution, trade management, and then you have everything you need to rock and roll with this thing, guys. But it's you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. This job has the potential to pay you as much as a doctor or a lawyer, and they all go to school for years and years and years, and they spend tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on school. You get a lot of people coming to trading thinking they're going to make millions with like a month of education. Yeah, $50. That looked like a back test of VWAP right there, didn't it? I feel like there's going to be a lot of chasers short, so I'm going to I'm going to assume this value area low is going to hold down here, and if we get stopped out, we get stopped out. I'd like to see a return to point of control again. There it goes. Well, that was beautiful. It's exactly what I was looking for. So, yeah, we're based on the principles, guys, of the VWAP Wave System. I have point of control on trade evade is 825. 820 on NinjaTrader. $840 on TradingView. I trust the point of control more on Trade of 8 than I do TradingView. Yeah, TradingView isn't as reliable, unfortunately, based on how it crunches data. It doesn't have bid and ask exchange data. It works. I mean, you can get some decent levels. Like I see on my Trade of 8 chart that there is like a peak there. And there's also a peak down at 820. So there's like, it's all very close, actually. There's kind of like a point of control at 25, and there's also, and if you look at the actual volume levels, it's all really close. There's like one price level there that's built up. So don't look too much at the actual point of control. Look at the point of control of each node, because we have one here, we have one here, and we have one here, and they're all pretty close. Is this value area low going to hold? Take a little stab at it. Oh, yeah. Got to take it quick. Beautiful. So this value area low continues to hold. We are in balance until we're not. Flat VWAP. Defined distribution. Now down here we have excess price. Let's see if it can actually leave and form another distribution elsewhere. But we have weekly lower band, and then we have monthly lower band at 765. I'll be right back. Still trapping shorts. Look, that bounced right off that upper band on the capitulation candle. We are getting nice bounces. So I like that. Good for scalping. When it doesn't bounce at my areas, that's when I get in trouble. Little sell off in Bitcoin, but we hit 130, almost 114 in Bitcoin. RTH VWAP's kind of leveling out here. Weekly VWAP is flat. Which would probably explain all this chop. We've literally gone to the top and bottom of the weekly VWAP deviations. Take a little bit of a long here. Hopefully this is a bit of a reclaim. Initial balance. Nice. Come on. Man, I'm kind of spinning my wheels a little bit with this price action. I mean, so far, we broke below weekly VWAP. So, we're bearish on that part of it. Let's see what happens when we get down to monthly upper band at 766. We're going to get the Madonna trade, and we have some immediate support below it. So it could be an interesting place to get long. I would say in this zone right here, between 82 and 67. It's a wide zone, but attractive. $779. Okay. All right, here it comes. Coming in hot. I'm gonna wait, hopefully wait for it to break this level. Never mind. All right, here comes monthly upper band right here. That was my best trade of the morning right there. All right, here comes monthly. Melting through it. Come on. That's it. Right through it. Man. %50 extension right here. Then we have another low volume node coming up. So 720. Let's go back to our higher time frame here. Yeah, 720. That's a big old low volume node at 720. Pretty far. A 40-point back test, that would be interesting. But we have the upper band, which wasn't really respected at all anyway. Maybe. Yeah, the long upper band did not work. So you need to get out of it if it didn't work. Not every trade works, guys. I wish every trade worked. We'd be billionaires. It's not the way it works. So next level we're watching is 720. This might be a bit of a temporary bottom. See if I can grab some. $62. I'll take this up to 62. 60. Nice. Okay. Still down. Let's go lower. So we have a distribution forming. Nice. Caught something decent there. So you got to be aware of the distribution. All right, it's right here. Goes up to 63. All right, now watching 720. Dumped through that level. Yes. Needed that. Oh, okay. Only down 300 now. Okay. Crawled myself out of that one. Kind of a win there. Now we need to slow it down. All right. Pass the IB low on the 5-minute. Awesome move selling. Yeah. If you trade breakouts like that, that definitely was a good. Here comes the long. A little bit of a short squeeze. That was some of the most sellers we saw all session right there in that candle. That 1-minute candle. Biggest buy candle of the session right there. Probably a short squeeze. Yeah, I think that was a short squeeze, guys. I think that was just them squeezing out the shorts before it returned to this distribution here. I don't know if that was the big move up. So we got the IB extension down here still at 742. So this is kind of becoming a diddle in the middle move. You know, we're forming a distribution down here. And we're right in the middle of it. Oh. This is Tradeovate, and this is futures, not options. What is the best platform to trade options fast? I don't know. I don't, maybe Think or Swim is good for options. I'm long. I'm up 13 points here. Long at 47. See if I can get 20 points out of this. 68, I think, is the natural sell point. I don't know if that might have been a front run short right there. So my stop's at break even. Very diddly. Oh, don't worry, Chuck. This is very choppy diddly. It's probably going to go back and forth. Anyway, we are in the middle. Very diddly. Is that the new t-shirt? Very diddly. On the 1 minute, the CVD looks like it's put in a little bit of a double bottom there, actually, with more buyers stepping in, I would say. You got Chuck throwing around some size. I'm going to take my profits here because this is the upper end of the distribution. So good trade. And I got out right before it tanked. Good job. Thank you. Good job, Chris. Thank you, guys. All right, Carlos. Thanks for stopping by. How'd you do today? Let's do a trekking, guys. This hasn't been the easiest price action today. We did have some nice setups earlier on. I think it's been a little more challenging after the 10:30 hour. So how are you guys doing? Nice, Carlos. Good job. I think so, David. So far, we have a distribution going on here, right? So we have two distributions. Right? We have this big one right here, and then we have another littler one right here, right? So this is kind of the void, so to speak. Now we can travel into it a little bit before we reject, but I think this makes a good spot to fade, anticipating we're going to stay down in this distribution. Stops killed me, so I took off my stops. That's going to go really well until it doesn't. That's when you don't use stops, what tends to happen is like you win a trade, 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 blow the account. That's what that looks like. That's right. Where's your head, Bill C? You still short, Chuck, or did you get out of that? That's more like the stop loss, the tight stop loss pattern. You bleed to death with the stops. You strangle all your trades. That was a significant move, guys, right there. All right, so who's trying the short? Grabbed a couple right here. There's a lower band. Come on. What happened to my tick strike? There we go. I'm going to get short again here. Return to value, aggressive. This is an ugly chart. This is the trappiest chart in a while. And like this, I feel like tells the story. Look at that wick. And look at this distribution. Nice, Gareth. Uji, nice. Yeah, 30-minute wick. It's an hourly wick as well, Tamara. I'm on the hourly on that top chart. Massive hourly wick. And that's coming to a close here in about 4 minutes. So that's this is RTH VWAP right here. So I might take a little stab here. The VWAP bounce on the RTH. There we go. That was like an RTH VWAP bounce to the tick. Sorry to hear that, Jamer. What happened? What got you? So, I think gold just rejected all-time high, and we're now in the middle of the distribution. I have no opinion one way or the other here on gold. It's tough trading on gold right here. No bias, point of control, total diddle in the middle on gold. Better opportunity has been on NQ so far today. Told an IB low. So, you know, but this sell-off, you know, it's a big sell-off. This is, that's 400 ticks, 40 points, $40. It's a lot. Could go a lot more. Volatile NQ pre-market. So, you know, NQ wasn't that volatile, really. We've actually had the tightest range on NQ we've had in a while, right? We had a, from high to low, it was like 50 points. Very tiny. This is volatile. All of these other sessions are much bigger than what we've had today here, especially pre-market. Very tiny little candles on the hourly. All right. Anybody grab that back test long? It sounds like there's news happening here.
Software creation. NVIDIA says the Rubin CPX product will debut at the end of 2026. Boeing output marks
11 o'clock.
2018 for its YTD total of 385.
Back down we go.
So just to reiterate, Boeing output marks best August of 2018 for year-to-date total of 385.
Going back downtown. Craziness. So back to lower band on the week. Super chop. Traded so many contracts. I'm like up only a couple $100, but I was down quite a bit. So we're gonna probably shut it down here for myself. But we'll keep watching. Let's see what kind of targets setups we get. But this is very indecisive price action. And post 10:30, we haven't gotten great setups. The last half hour has been very unreliable. Unless you're chasing price. The RTH VWAP Bounce was fuego, though.
Shares down 0.8%.
There was news coming out from NVIDIA. It wasn't scheduled. There's news all the time that comes out that's not scheduled. NVIDIA unveils a new chip system. Boeing output marks best August since 2018. Pretty sure it was that Boeing NVIDIA news that dropped at 11.
The US to sell $65 billion in semi.
Yeah, NVIDIA and Boeing both released news at 11 a.m. And NVIDIA is the #1 stock in the index.
US to sell $100 billion in forward bills on September 11th and to settle on September 16th.
Jonathan, that works, man. Jonathan says using the 4-core setups as foundation, but basically trading level to level within the 4-core setups. And across the different tools, right? So initial balance, volume profile, and VWAP and the higher time frame, composite volume profile, session volume profile, weekly, monthly, intraday VWAP, RTH. So lots of opportunities to take setups if we put them all together.
Bank of England Deputy Governor Sarah Breeden is participating as a moderator in a fireside chat at the Bank's International Settlement Innovation Summit. Furthermore, European Central Bank's Governor Francois Villeroy is also speaking at the fireside chat for innovation at the BIS Innovation Summit. No text is expected, but we will look out for a live thing if we can, and obviously for those interested.
Yeah. Going back down to lows? Sure looks like it. The data is running slow. Thank you, VLC. Yeah, there was a nice rejection of the IB low on ES. I mean, this is a interesting area. I mean, even though we've traded through it so many times,
11:50 a.m.
we have lower band, weekly lower band, monthly upper band, all in this
Also expecting comments from Bank of England.
one
Breeden,
spot
who
right
want
here.
rates say fireside chat with the Bank of France a bit of what.
You know, is that a short? It sure seems like it. My computer keeps freezing. I don't know why. Kind of the spot. I'll reverse it. Not working. This is like becoming a chop zone right here. Big tug of war. All right. Terrible setups. Taking one last short here, and then I'm giving up. Either works or it doesn't. Nice, Garrett. Yeah, I had a overwhelmingly good day. It's this last account I've been churning in for like the last half hour. Broker's getting paid. So short here. Last shot. This is the IB low. IB low, lower band, weekly lower band, all in this kind of chop zone. So let's see if we can get the reversal here. I'll give it a little room and see what happens. I do see it. I do see the CVD. Not convinced yet. But this could be it. Now I could be convinced. Yeah, this could be it.
So again, we're shortly expecting comment from Bank of England, Britain, and ECB's Village. The live video is on the feed for those interested.
Yeah, the CVD does look compelling, doesn't it, to the upside? You're not making it easy on anyone, I can tell you that. This is one ugly pattern. I don't see any of these levels being respected. We stopped respecting levels back at 10:30. 750 was traded through like half a dozen times already. So the one time it stopped at it. That did look, it's starting to look like a little bit of a back test long on IB right there. And the Bulls take it higher. We'll see. Back to lower band. Back below IB. Come on. Yeah, we can tell Chuck's having a good day by his mood. His mood and emotions are tied to how well he's doing. He does sound happy, yes. Holding long until lunch. What time's lunch? 12 o'clock? Well, we've now been at the same price level for 10 minutes. Yeah, 2020 is tough. Been tough. I think it was going well until about 10:30. Then it's just been meandering price. Meandering price. There's definitely a big seller right here at this 790 level. Ah, that sucks, Slugger. So if they could just sell this thing off real quick, load it up to go higher, that would be great. But also, you know, they don't want to let out all the shorts, so. Yeah, the volume has really died out right here. And they've been holding it between 77 and, you know, this 13-point range for the last 10 minutes. Yeah, well, you know, the morning was good. Everything seemed real good up until about 10:30. It would be nice if this short would break 78 here so I can close down, call it a day. Very busy here. There we go. Come on. More. More. Just a little more. Another 10 points would be great. Yeah, nothing huge, but you know, this could be the back test of this low volume node, and it's just a giant cluster here. Stop fighting with me. Yeah, ES is coming up to test VWAP, isn't it? I wouldn't say it's really doing much of it. It's chopping around, guys. It's meandering. There's nothing to be gleaned out of this situation. We're building a distribution here. We've, you know, it's getting tighter and tighter. It's coiling up. It's going to make a move sooner or later. But we don't, you know, just to pretend like we think we know what's going to happen here, we don't. So I'm trying to get out of this trade because I don't know what's going to happen anymore. I don't like either direction. So I added again at the upper end of this range with the hope of getting out here. Yeah, I'm about flat in this account, guys. Insane. Been trading for an hour. I've traded over 1,000 micros and I'm up like 150 bucks. I'm good. I'm done here. Out. Done. Finito. I'm done. How did you guys do? I heard, you know, a lot of people gave back a lot of profits. Seems price action turned to shite. We got no good setups. Look at this. Just trash. We started with some really nice setups, trading to levels beautifully. Once we broke the IB low and didn't respect really any level until we got close to this low volume node, this was just a giant. This whole thing is nonsense. The only thing we got good here was a VWAP bounce short on the RTH. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I had a good day in my top one, hit profit target, hit profit target in my apex. Happy about that. Churned the hell out of my cash account. Broker got paid nicely. I got paid $143. Nonsense. Yeah, probably a good idea, guys. We'll get better action tomorrow. If you traded the morning, you probably just did all right. A lot of us gave back profits into this 10:30 post hour because it was so choppy and not respecting levels. But that happens, guys. We got to manage risk and do our best. All right, so if you want to keep on trading, you can head on over to the trading floor, Trader Lounge. You can share your mic, share your screens. If you're going to be in the floor, try and stay on topic with setups and chart talk. If you want a more casual conversation, you're going to head on over to the Trading Lounge. There's going to be no crypto stream tonight. And we are going to be opening up a wait list for a intensive program that we're limiting to 15 traders. We're going to be releasing more information about that if that's something that you're interested in. Otherwise, it's going to be business as usual for everybody else. We're going to be trading tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Discord. More information will be released later. More details coming. But we are going to have a small intensive group. It's going to be kind of premium exclusive thing. So if you're on a tighter budget, it's probably not something that you might be interested in. Otherwise, we have a lot of stuff available to all budget levels, free to low cost. And we're going to get at it tomorrow. So no crypto stream tonight, guys. Sorry about that. I will be out for my wife's birthday. We'll be back at it 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. on the delayed YouTube stream. And that's it for me today, guys. Not a bad day. Hopefully you don't give back any more profits. Maybe we'll get some more action later. And we'll be at it tomorrow. If you're going to keep on trading, manage your risk, and stay sharp. Thanks for joining me today.